In 1844, this choir organ was installed in the chancel of the church, and a festive musical liturgy gradually developed. A large men's choir of 200 seminarians and a mixed choir of 40 voices, accompanied by the two organs, was augmented on feast days by strings, winds, and brass. Notable artists were employed to play the choir organ and to direct the music, among them Gabriel Fauré. We can imagine Vidor at the grand organ and Fauré at the choir organ playing in dialogue from one end of this vast building to the other. In 1906, following the separation of church and state, the neighboring seminary was moved, and this wonderful liturgical musical tradition was broken. For the great organ of Saint-Sulpice, Aristide Cavaillé-Coll built for the first time this wonderful terraced console. Arranged en amphithéâtre, as it is called, it is a very practical arrangement with all of the stops in easy reach of the organist. With its 100 stops spread over 5 manuals and pedals, it was the largest instrument to leave Cavaillé-Coll's workshop, and in 1862 was one of the largest and most famous of the organs in Europe. Professor Adolf Hesse from Breslau visited the organ in 1862 and wrote, "I must say that of all the instruments which I have seen, examined, and played, the one at Saint-Sulpice is the most perfect, the most harmonious, the largest, and in fact the magnum opus of organ building today." With the console detached from the case, a normal mechanical action was not possible, as the console would have to have been much larger. Cavaillé-Coll invented for the Saint-Sulpice organ a mechanical stop action with Barker lever assistance. The stops are much smaller than usual mechanical stops, and this system also made possible the first set combination action. The expression pedal for the Récit division of the organ is shown here on the far right. Please note that it is not centrally located and that it is strangely shaped to our modern eyes. This type of pedal is called a pédale à cuiller, meaning literally that the pedal is shaped like a spoon. Infinite degrees in the change of dynamic expression are made possible by pushing the pedal down or allowing it to return to the top position, thereby opening and closing the swell shades mechanically. There are 3 fixed positions: fully shut, half open, or fully open. Note that there is a notch for the position of half open and another notch for fully open. Take note of the smaller pedals above the pedal board that Americans would call toe studs. Some of these operate the manual-to-pedal couplers, called tiras, as well as the couplers from manual to manual. Others operate the Ventil system, which was another mode of changing registrations quickly. Foundation stops in each division were located on one part of the wind chest, with the reed stops, mutations, and mixtures on another part of the chest. The reeds, mutations, and mixtures could be drawn along with the foundation stops, but would only be activated when the Ventil pedal for that division was depressed. The pedal actually allowed air to flow into the reed chest by means of an introduction valve. Please take note of the first 5 draw knobs on this middle row of stops. They are labeled pédale, récit, positif, solo, and grand orgue, grand chœur. These 5 general appels, as they are called, can be used to set combinations in a unique way. The organist pulls the stops for the beginning registration, then the 5 appels are pulled and immediately pushed back in, thereby setting or holding that registration. The organist is then free to pull stops for the next section of the piece without disturbing the original registration. This process can be repeated throughout the piece as many times as the organist wishes. Assistants on each side of the player to pull and push stops are vital in providing changes of registration throughout any given piece of music. There are also sub-octave couplers for each of the manual divisions, operated by the same type of pedal toe studs. You will also notice that the trumpet en chamade has its own pedal, set high above all the others. These unique devices and the combination action, though quite elementary to our modern tastes, made registration changes easier for the organist playing this instrument.